All right, guys and gals, we're back at it again with Scoop Squad. Here to record another deck profile for y'all. Today we're going to be showing off Aromages. Now, I've been working day in and day out, playing games, testing hands, trying so hard to make this deck any more consistent, but I'm struggling. So, if y'all have any ideas, always leave them in the comments. I'm 100% open to suggestions. But this is what I feel like to be the best I've made it so far. So let's start. First off, 3 Jasmine. I don't need to explain why you play 3 Jasmine in Aromages. It gains you another normal summon, except on herself, and then when you gain life points, you can draw a card. It's a soft once per turn, so you can use this effect multiple times in a turn. Then we're gonna play Triple Angelica. Now, what makes her really good and why I play her at 3 is, one, she's the main tuner in the deck, so she's very necessary. And then on top of that, she also is a hand trap that lets you gain life points when you have a Aromage in the graveyard. What it does is that it lets you target one in grave and lets you gain life points equal to that one's attack. So this also helps start your plays on your opponent's turn if you don't have anything else. So yeah, this card's amazing. It's main tuner, and it's a hand trap for gaining life points. Then we play 2 Laurel. If I had another one, I'd play it, to be honest, because this is one of the very few cards in this deck that can special summon itself. If your opponent's life points, or if your life points are higher than your opponent's, you can special summon this card from your hand. That is an effect that activates. And then if you gain life points, you can target one non-tuner monster, plant monster on the field, and it is treated as a tuner for the turn. That effect doesn't come up too often, but the last effect, if this card is sent to grave, you gain 500 life points. That also helps to start and facilitate your life point gain effects. So this card's really good. Like I said, it's like the only special summon outside of Angelica, which lets you special after you send her to grave. If you control an Aroma monster, I believe, and your life points are higher than your opponent's. But yeah, only special summon in the deck. That's why it's basically necessary. And if I had it though when I play it, but only have 2. Honestly, playing it at 3 may be a little bit briggy, but I'd be willing to try it. Next, we have 2 Aromage Marjoram. I would only play this card at 1 if I wasn't in fear of drawing it, because I want to be able to special it off of Link Jasmine's effect. Because I drew it when I was playing it at 1, and I was like, well, that pretty much stops my whole entire combo. So yeah, I play her at 2. When a plant monster you control is destroyed by battle, you can special summon this card from your hand and gain 500 life points. You basically never use that effect. At least I've never used it. And then if you gain life points, target cards in your opponent's graveyard up to the number of Aroma monsters you control, banish them. Now that effect in this Yu-Gi-Oh day and age is insane. And it can be very useful to help you completely get rid of your opponent's graveyard so that they lose out on all those resources. It's also the main one that you use to summon out the new Synchro, because it's a level 5. Just sucks drawing it because it's a level 5 and you can't really summon it without using Jasmine's effect. And then you just end up tributing off your Jasmine, and that's just not good. That's enough of the Aromage monsters. I don't play Rosemary, I don't play Bergamot, I don't play any of the other ones. They don't extend or help the deck, really, so there's no point. I'm trying to get this deck as consistent as possible, and I'm already struggling, so I need to make sure I can do what I can to make it as consistent as possible. 3 Lone Fire Blossom, self-explanatory, soft once per turn in every plant deck. No reason why why anyone should not be playing that card. Next, I play the Pray to Plant Engine. Just so y'all know, these are proxies for Darlingtonia. I have them coming in the mail, but I wanted to get this out to y'all, so yeah. I played 3 and 2. Some people don't really like this engine. I've never really liked it, but since they are plants, it does work with being a instant Link Jasmine, just using these 2. Also, I don't play Brilliant, obviously, because it's banned, but I do play 1 instant fusion, which you can then use that instant fusion to summon like Raijin or Theseus, and use those level 5s to facilitate the summon of your level 5 or level 6 synchro. So yeah, I really like this engine. It's an instant Link Jasmine. It's really nice, and I have no reason to doubt it. People talk about Evil Thorn. If I draw 2 Evil Thorn, I'm probably just gonna end up losing. So yeah, I don't believe in Evil Thorn. Not my thing. I don't like it. I prefer the Pray-to-Plant engine. If I can find something better, I would. I'm working on it. Like I said, this deck is definitely a work in progress. I'm hoping to get it as consistent as possible so that I can sleeper people out at regionals. But it's Aromages, you know. One of the spells, 3 Garden. It's a field spell. Once per turn, if you control an Aroma monster, you can gain 500 life points. Also, all monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense until the end of your opponent's next turn, even if this card leaves the field. Then if a face-up Aroma monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to grave, gain 1,000 life points. That effect I've never resolved, which is kind of funny. Maybe playing it online, I just resolved it and didn't even think about it. But it's just another way to gain life points to start the effects of your Aromage monsters. So yeah, I played it 3. I don't play Terraforming for it. You have to control an Aroma monster to get the first gain that you would actually use, and I have other cards to do that don't make me control Aroma monsters. So yeah, 3 and no Terraforming. Then we play 3 Gardening. This is another amazing card for gaining life points. When you normal special summon an Aroma monster, except during damage step, you gain 1,000 life points. Get you life points, help start all that stuff. On your opponent's turn, it helps do all that. It helps with that as well. If you combo with like Blessing or Blessed. And then its secondary effect, when an opponent's monster declares an attack while your life points are lower than your opponent, you can special summon 1 Aroma monster from your deck. You can only use each effect once per turn. That's an amazing effect. Typically, your opponent will pop it before you get there, but that effect is super nice when you do get it off. So yeah, I played this at 3. Life point gain, very important in this deck. I still somehow playing 9 life point gain cards. Still can't draw a card that gains me life points. Insane. That's enough of the Aroma spells and traps. Triple Called By. This deck basically loses to 1 Ash. Play Triple Called By. DD Crow, all that stuff. You don't want to see any of that. So, yes. I played 2 Poison of the Old Man. I know this card is decrepit. But it's really nice since it is quick play to have it on my opponent's turn. So yeah, I'll play 2 of that. Never use the one that inflicts 800 points of damage. Only use the one that gains 12. And then I just added this today, 1 Cauldron of the Old Man. I got tired of not seeing a card that gains me life points on my first turn. So yeah, I added another one. I took out one of my Lost Winds. I was playing 3, now I'm playing 2. I just feel like it's just necessary. You always need to open a card that gains you life points. And sometimes you open 4, sometimes you open none. But I want to make sure I open at least 1. Then we're on to the one-off spells. Foolish Burial for Laurel if I want to gain the 5, or for Angelica so I can special summon her back from grave. Monster Reborn, because in decks that have monsters with soft to once per turn, Monster Reborn is insane. Also, it's Monster Reborn. And then Instant Fusion, Raijin, Thousand Eyes, Theseus, all that stuff. Then we're on to the traps. Played 2 Human Winds. I thought I'd change this ratio. I'm actually going to play Human Winds at 1 and Blessed Winds at 2. Human Winds is a searcher for the deck, but it's a trap, so it's really slow. Also, by the time you set up your board anyways, you're just going to be searching and plussing off of Jasmine, Link, and normal form, so you only really need it at 1. Then 2 Blessed Winds, because this one lets you special summon a Aroma monster from graveyard. Pay 1,000 life points for that effect, and then it also gains you life points on your opponent's turn, which Human Winds does too. I didn't talk about that. It does too, but your life points have to be lower than your opponent's to actually get that effect. So it's really annoying when you need the effect and your life points aren't lower. But Blessed Winds does that by sending 1 plant monster or by targeting one plant monster in grave and shuffling it back in deck. And its first effect is also send one plant monster from your hand or face up from the field to grave to gain 500, but I never use that one. I always use the secondary one. And then the third effect for special summoning, because it's just a continuous fucking back to the front. Or actually call it haunted. Either one. If someone's an attack and defense. And then my other traps. 2 strike, 2 win. One's really good because you can bring it back after your opponent special summons again from extra deck. Then 2 strikes, because strike is one of my favorite cards ever printed. You can ask any of my friends. Not that you can actually ask any of my friends. But yeah, I was playing 3 Lost Wind, but like I said, I took one out for Cauldron. So yeah, 40 card main deck. It works for me. I like it. Like I said, I'm still tinkering. Suggestions are 100% welcome if you think that y'all have something more consistent. But this is what I got for y'all. And then my extra deck. Now, with every extra deck I showcase, I typically don't have it completely fleshed out because I think a lot of stuff is left to interpretation for each individual duelist. But I'll show you what I play and what I am going to be playing. First and foremost, I don't know where the third one is, but Jasmine, best card in the deck. If your life points are higher than your opponent's this card, and any plant monster points you cannot be destroyed by battle. That's really nice. Your opponent doesn't read cards, so that they never actually know that. But yeah, and then its second effect, you contribute 1 monster this card points to, special summon 1 plant monster from your deck in defense position. Don't need to explain to you why that's good. That's a really good effect. It's really cool. Just helps you extend more. And then its last effect, once per turn, if you gain life points, add 1 plant monster from your deck to your hand. That effect is a soft once per turn. You typically only ever use it once in a turn, unless you're just like flipping through Jasmines. Yes, this card is an amazing extender. It pluses you, and it gets you what you need out of the deck. So, I don't know where the third one is, but there's 1 or 2. Then I play Triple Marjoram. You don't need to play this at 3. I just have it in at 3 because my extra isn't completely fleshed out yet. You only needed 2, or maybe even 1. This card is part of your disruption for your opponent's turn. While your life points are higher than your opponent cannot target plant monsters you control with the card effects. Very useful effect. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. If this card is synchro summoned, add 1 humid winds, dried winds, or blessed winds from your deck to your hand. This is the searcher for the traps. It's very nice. I have 1 dried winds. I would cite it if I needed it, but it's not an extender. It is nice for getting things off the board, but I just need as much consistency as possible without crippling the deck. Then its secondary effect, if you gain life points, target 1 card your opponent controls, destroy it. Like I said, that's just part of the disruption. It's very nice. You pretty much want to have this and Jasmine on board at least, minimum, and then a way to gain life points on your next turn. It's nice. Then have 1 Rosemary, synchro version. It's just nice utility if I need it. It negates your opponent's card effects, face-up card effects. Once per turn, if you gain life points, strike 1 face-up card your opponent controls. That face-up card has its effects negated until the end of this turn. And then while your life points are higher than your opponent's all plant type monsters, you control gain 500 attack and defense. But I'd never summon this card. But the secondary effect I do like, so I keep it in here just for that. And then Black Rose Dragon, because complete board wipes are fucking awesome. And then I have 1,000 Eyes Restrict, instant fusion target. I also need a Raijun. I don't have it with me. And then a Theseus, which I also do have ordered, and it's coming in. Everything else in the extra deck is really up to interpretation. You have a lot of spots, a lot of slots. If you want something that if you want like a nightmare package, do a nightmare package. If you want to add in, what's that hand trap's name? If you want to add in a cherries package, so that you can get rid of double helixes, sunlight wolves, things of that nature, do that. I'm probably gonna do a mix of both. But yeah, I wish this deck was more consistent. Still working on it as much as I can. But yeah, this is what I got. I really enjoy it. when it goes off, it goes off. It sets up decent boards. It pluses you a lot, especially on your opponent's turn, and it's really fun. So, yep, that's my Aromage deck profile for y'all. I will be hoping to have another deck profile out either today, later tonight, or tomorrow at the latest. But, yeah, that's all we got for today. Maybe. And signing off.